Have you ever wondered about the intricacies of Ohio's miscarriage laws and how they can affect women in unexpected ways? Imagine being a woman from Warren, Ohio, facing criminal charges due to a personal tragedy, a miscarriage. It's a situation that raises a lot of questions, doesn't it? How can the handling of a biological event lead to such a legal predicament? Let's delve into the specifics of Ohio's miscarriage laws to understand how they can have such serious consequences. Ohio's miscarriage laws are not as straightforward as they might seem. In fact, they can be quite complex and nuanced. Let's delve into these laws to gain a better understanding. In Ohio, a miscarriage, medically termed as spontaneous abortion, is not a crime. However, the state does have certain requirements regarding the disposal of fetal remains. According to the Ohio Revised Code, fetal remains must be disposed of in a humane manner. While this phrase may seem vague, the law further specifies that this can include cremation, interment, or other manners approved by the Director of Health. In addition to this, Ohio law also requires the reporting of fetal deaths. If a fetus is expelled or extracted and shows no evidence of life, such as heartbeat, pulsation of the umbilical cord, or definite movement of voluntary muscles, it is considered a fetal death. If this occurs outside of a medical facility, the law mandates that it must be reported to the local health authority within 24 hours. But what happens if these laws are not followed? Well, failure to comply with these laws can lead to criminal charges. Under Ohio law, failure to dispose of fetal remains properly can result in a first-degree misdemeanor, which can lead to up to 6 months in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Failing to report a fetal death can also result in a misdemeanor charge. These laws can be daunting and confusing, especially for women going through the traumatic experience of a miscarriage. They place a heavy burden on women to navigate intricate legal requirements during an already difficult time. Additionally, the potential for criminal charges adds another layer of stress to an already painful situation. It's important to note that these laws are not unique to Ohio. Many states across the United States have similar laws regarding the disposal of fetal remains and the reporting of fetal deaths. However, the enforcement of these laws and the penalties for non-compliance can vary significantly from state to state. These laws have a significant impact on women, as we will see in the case of a woman from Warren, Ohio. In Warren, Ohio, a woman found herself facing criminal charges due to Ohio's miscarriage laws. This was not a tale of criminal intent, but rather a tragic story of a mother who lost her unborn baby and found herself entangled in a legal web she never imagined. This woman, who we'll call Jane for the sake of privacy, suffered a miscarriage in the privacy of her own home. Lost in grief and shock, and unsure of what to do, Jane did not dispose of her fetus in a manner that Ohio law deems appropriate. Instead, she buried her unborn child in her backyard, a decision made from a place of emotional turmoil rather than criminal intent. However, when this was discovered, Jane found herself facing criminal charges. The charge? Abuse of a corpse. A charge that carries a potential sentence of up to a year in jail. Jane, a grieving mother, was now also a criminal in the eyes of the law. The legal implications of this case are deeply troubling. It raises questions about the application of Ohio's miscarriage laws and how they can be used to punish individuals who are already dealing with immense personal loss. It also highlights the lack of clarity and understanding surrounding these laws, and the potential for them to be misapplied or misunderstood by those they impact the most. But the social implications are equally concerning. Jane's case has sparked a discussion about the rights of women who miscarry and the societal expectations placed upon them. It has brought into focus the often overlooked emotional and psychological trauma that comes with miscarriage, and how our legal and societal systems may not adequately support or understand this. This case brings to light the potential consequences of Ohio's miscarriage laws. It's a stark reminder of the complexities surrounding these laws, and how they intersect with issues of women's rights, societal expectations, and personal grief. It underscores the necessity for clarity, compassion, and understanding in the application of these laws, and the importance of a broader conversation about how we support women in times of loss. But how does this case relate to the broader context of women's rights and reproductive health? Let's delve into Issue 1. This is a proposed legislation that seeks to redefine the way miscarriages are handled in Ohio. It's important to note that the case in Warren, Ohio is not an isolated incident, but a reflection of a larger, more complex issue. Issue 1 essentially raises questions about when and how a woman should be held accountable for the outcome of her pregnancy. It's a debate that's rooted in the broader societal discourse on women's rights and reproductive health. In the context of the Warren case, Issue 1 comes into sharp focus. The woman was charged for not disposing of her fetus properly. This begs the question, what is the proper way to handle such a deeply personal and often traumatic event? The implications of Issue 1 are far-reaching. It's not just about the legal ramifications, but also about the emotional and psychological impact on women. It forces women to navigate the difficult waters of miscarriage within the confines of a legal framework that may not necessarily take into account their emotional well-being. Moreover, it raises concerns about the potential for women to be criminalized based on the outcomes of their pregnancies, an issue that sits at the intersection of reproductive health and women's rights. This case is just one example of how Ohio's miscarriage laws can have profound implications for women. As we've seen, Ohio's miscarriage laws can have serious consequences for women. We've delved into the intricacies of these laws and their implications, shedding light on a case in Warren where a woman faces criminal charges due to the alleged improper disposal of her fetus. This case is not just a singular incident, but a reflection of a larger issue that needs attention and understanding. We've also discussed Issue 1, illustrating how it directly connects to the laws in question. It's evident that the interpretation and application of these laws can deeply impact women's lives. The conversation doesn't end here, though. We must continue to inform ourselves and others about these laws, their implications, and the ongoing debates surrounding them. Your voice matters. Your awareness can make a difference. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this important issue. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to help spread the word.